Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Medicom Mafex John Wick Chapter 2 movie John Wick action figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini Mafex fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about you.
And a quick look at the box. You can see it says John Wick Chapter 2 on this side and a picture of the figure. And then a vertical picture of the figure and more logos. Mafex number 85. Let's get this guy open, see what's what. All right, here we go. Medicom Mafex John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick. I expect this figure to be better than the previous figure, which I thought was okay. I did have some issues with it. I didn't really like the way the lower torso looked, the pelvis area in particular. And it's not like they used a different buck for this guy here, so still the same issues. One leg is noticeably longer than the other. They did do a better job with the head sculpt on this figure. You do have some different guns and a pretty cool design on one gun in particular. And he is packed in with his with man's best friend, with his dog. So I think that's the main attraction of this particular figure, but let's go ahead and go over his accessories. So straight out of the package, he has two hands that are open with the fingers slightly spread. I don't know if you can see, but the ball joint here on his right hand, it looks like it's separating a little bit, and I might have to kind of squeeze that together to make it look right. But taking a close look at this head sculpt before I swap on any other hands. And like I said, I do think they did a better job with the likeness here. Although I thought the last version was good, I just thought it was a little soft. It looks like the face scanning technology or whatever they used here is better. It's not the best likeness, but it's decent. And he's got a set of fists, and it should be noted that his wedding ring is visible on all the hands. So the first hands that I showed, it was there, and here it is again on his left hand. He's got an additional right fist that has a little tiny pencil in the hand here. Obviously that is something directly from the movie, so you can, you know, spin this and turn it, do whatever you want to do there. And then he's got a left hand that is sort of open and cupped. I guess that'll be to kind of cradle his weapons. See if I could focus in on that pencil. I don't know how well that's showing up, but Mafex is pretty good with really small detailed items, you know. They gave us that lighter with Harvey Dent with Two-Face. You know, they're giving us some pretty cool, really small accessories. And then he's got a right trigger finger hand. No trigger finger for the left hand. I'm really surprised they don't pack in two hands with the trigger finger extended so he could kind of dual wield. And then his final hand accessory is one more left hand that's open and with a little hole down the middle that will hold one of his other weapons. I'm not going to even swap that on right now. I guess I'll get into that if I need it for the other weapon, but let's look at his weapons. So he's got this one, which is a little pistol, and I think I remember somebody commenting before on a previous video and said that this was a baby Glock, so maybe that's what this is. But yeah, it looks okay. It looks better detailed than some of the last guns we got, I think. And obviously you have no issue with him aiming and pointing. And all of that looks authentic. And then he's got a slightly larger handgun. And I don't know, this might be a 45. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And I like this additional left hand for either resting the hand on top of the gun or using it to cradle one of the larger guns. What I don't like about the hands and wrist is the noticeable difference in skin tone between that wrist peg and the actual hands. Then he's packed in with a shotgun, and if you notice, you can see one of the shotgun shells popping out the side there. It is fixed to the side, so if you kind of want him to just be relaxed with the shotgun, you're going to have to show it from a different angle. So I like that, but I don't like that. I kind of wish you could remove the shell there in case you just want him in a relaxed look, but he has no issue holding this. Looks like his finger's bending a little bit there. I might have to fix that, but obviously you can get the shotgun up closer to his chest and finagle with it. There's really no issue with him holding the guns and aiming them and looking authentic when he does. Yeah, even if you didn't want him actually in the process of firing it, maybe he was just cocking it to get ready to fire the next shot, you could do that. You know, that looks authentic. I need to go ahead and fix this hand the way it's attached to the wrist peg, but You get the picture. Then he's packed in with this assault rifle. Couldn't tell you exactly what kind it is, but this is where you can utilize that additional hand. It'll slide right onto the front of the weapon. So that looks pretty cool. And obviously you can strap this around him, strap it over one shoulder or strap it around his torso. So this is pretty cool. And another close look at this head sculpt before I swap on his final accessory. Well, I guess it's not his final, but the final accessory that can be swapped onto the figure. But again, I do think they did a pretty decent job with this head sculpt. And there's a look at the additional sculpt. So this is the battle damage version. You can see he's got a scar under his eye, on his nose, on his forehead. His hair looks disheveled. And I think this looks good too. Not bad, Mafex. And this is kind of bootleg, but I lost my other footage. But the last accessory is this pack-in is his little dog here. And as I predicted, there is just a little bit of posability on here with the head. The head does rotate, move left to right, up and down a little bit. And you know, you can't move the head around, but the legs do not move. Although there are a couple of little, what looks like cuts here, and looks like the legs should be able to move. They do not, but they have them in this static sort of walking pose, which is good. It looks good, man. I'm actually okay with this. I do see one little imperfection right there on his left side that I might have to just nick off with the X-Acto knife. I'm not going to go over Wick's articulation. It's the standard articulation for Mafex's suited bodies, and you can just refer to my last John Wick review, which will be in a description below. Alright, another one in the books. I'm getting up out of here. Chapter 2, John Wick. Definitely better than Chapter 1, John Wick. But if you have both, you do have some great options for swapping the heads from the more current version onto the original. I fully expect them to do a Chapter 3, John Wick. Maybe we'll get those Doberman pinchers, or no, they weren't Doberman pinchers. They were German Shepherds that Halle Berry had in Part 3. Since they're in the business of doing dogs now, that'll be interesting. Maybe they'll do a Halle Berry. That would be very interesting. But yeah, this is still one I'd recommend that you pick up. Definitely over the first movie version, and they still do need to get something situated here with this lower torso, the pelvic area, and the thighs. I think his thighs are a little too thick. You know, I said that when I reviewed the first figure too, but still a pretty solid offering here. Nice guns. The dog is a great touch. And yeah, man, thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, peace.
That's crispy.